We're at the first of 10 days allocated for the second sitting of the Judicial Conduct Tribunal investigating allegations of sexual harassment against Eastern Cape Judge President Selby Mbenenge. Now, you'll remember that the tribunal first sat in January this year, where evidence in chief as well as cross-examination of Andiswa Mengo, the High Court Secretary that has accused the top judge in the Eastern Cape of sexual harassment, gave her evidence in chief in January, where she detailed in quite graphic detail and to quite strenuous lengths the exchanges that she had with or allegedly had with the Judge President between 2021 and 2022. Now, you remember that this complaint was laid in 2023, where she essentially accused the top judge in the Eastern Cape of sexual harassment, saying that he made unwanted sexual advances towards her, and also saying that he sent quite explicit content and material to her on social media platform WhatsApp. Now, of course, some of this testimony is in dispute, as well as some of the evidence that she gave is in dispute. Of course, the Judge President himself does not deny that there was a relation with the junior staffer in the Eastern Cape Division of the High Court, but denies that he sent that explicit content to the junior staffer during that period in question. Now, it is the first of 10 days allocated for the second sitting of the Judicial Conduct Tribunal, which is tasked with investigating these claims that have been made by the junior staffer in the Eastern Cape Division, Ms. Mengo. What unfolded on the 5th of May 2025, that is today, is that we heard testimony from a digital forensic investigator and a data analyst in terms of the evidence he was able to extract from the two devices in question. That is the device of Ms. Mengo, who is the complainant in the matter, and the device of Judge President Selby Mbenenge, who is the respondent in the matter. Now, what was quite interesting is that there are disputed text messages and disputed material that the Judge President said he did not send to the complainant. However, what the data analyst, Mr. Francois Muller, was able to extract is that there were deleted messages between the two parties. Both of them had deleted messages. Of course, he did mention that some of the evidence that was, or some of the deleted content from the Judge President did not relate to this specific matter. Of course, he also highlighted that there are two ways of extracting information. That is the physical extraction method as well as the logical extraction method. And that is the method that he used in order to pull information and evidence from the two devices. Now, what that entails is that what he described it as is what you see is what you get. Essentially, the logical method is the scrolling through the devices or the gadgets and seeing the information there and being able to collate that evidence and put it together in order to make sense of the engagements between the two parties. What was interesting, however, is that he did mention that there was no material that he could find that took place between Mengo and the JP himself. However, in Mengo's device, it was found that there were some exchanges between the two parties. But what is interesting is that they zoomed into the 20th of June 2021, where there is a disputed message or image that is said to have resonated or been sent by the Judge President to Ms. Andiswa Mengo, in which he essentially revealed or allegedly exposed his manhood to her. Now, what was in dispute before the tribunal today was that image sent. Was it received by Ms. Mengo? But what does the evidence say? Well, Muller says that he was not able to find that image that was around 9 a.m. on the 20th of June 2021. And he is unable to identify whether such an image was essentially sent or whether it was deleted. And that is what the tribunal will be grappling with as well. But what the legal counsel for Ms. Mengo essentially highlighted was that the absence of the image in the evidence collated does not mean that it was not sent because of that option to delete material. Now, this is just some of the material or evidence that was given by the expert witness that has delivered evidence before the tribunal today. We are expecting that there will be more testimony from further witnesses and experts in the case of the witnesses that are going to be called by the evidence leader, Advocate Salome Skeepers. So today is the conclusion of day one. Hearings have been adjourned until tomorrow at 9:30 a.m. and we expect that we will be hearing further testimony from other experts and witnesses.